Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we're back with another slime video, and it is time to waste your time and to really waste my time because, with the new stacking team means that we can make the big magic number happen. So, we've done 1000% Milim, we've done 1000% Hinata. It is time to do 1000% Raphael. And it's just as dumb as what you're expecting it to be. So, this is the team that I used for the second clip, because the first clip, I've done this twice now. Twice! Because I'm dumb. Don't do this. I did it first time because Lumi hadn't released yet, and I didn't bring Dark Val either. I think I brought, Water Rimuru and Light Leon or something. So the first clip is me doing it just with, Shuna, Raphael, and Milim being the 3 meta units. And we do significant damage there. And then there's a second clip of me using this specific team, of which we do even more significant damage than that. And I won't spoil you, and I'm not going to put timestamps either, so you can just scroll around if you want to be like that. But needless to say, we do a lot of damage, and this is all because I'm bored. Alright? So there's no reason to replicate this, there's no real reason for you to even sit and attempt this in a real game scenario. It's all just because I want something entertaining to do, because I like big daddy damage. So without further ado, let's jump into the first clip. Alright, we are here on turn 90, which actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. Considering that the person I saw do this previously went to turn 145 to get to his 1000% power. So, much faster. I think we ran a much more efficient team, and he also didn't have Milim at the time because she wasn't out. But, here we are. So we've got 1000% Pierce and 1000% Stun. We also have extra Pierce power, and we have extra attack from the 2 traits of Shuna and Romaris. So we haven't yet applied any of the other buffs. We just are starting at the 1000, so we'll do that now. And already, one of the things I can see from this particular stacking team versus the other stacking teams is the fact that you don't really see the effects, because the water team, the space team, the dark team, they're stacking it, and you can visibly see the increased amount of damage we do per orb, because we don't have to hit some special requirement to activate that damage. It's just you get 10% water, 50% water, 1000% water damage, and it's there. You can see it, you can tell that you're doing more and more. But this team, you need to stun. You need to give yourself Pierce, otherwise you're just doing normal orb damage for 90 turns. So it doesn't feel as good. But I guess to offset it, we are giving ourselves a double modifier of damage. So, there are pros and cons to it, and one of the major cons is that you have to be able to stun, which is, the biggest complaint I've had with this team is that there's not a lot of content that you can stun. If they put more content out in the future and they do make it stunnable, then awesome, this team will have a lot more viability, and I will change my opinion on it. But right now, we only have a few, and, oh well. So let's go ahead and get you in here for Rimuru. So we will use the alt buff here. We also have the alt with Milim. She is not up to 1000%, but we have kept, a lot of stacks on her. We've kept her pretty close. She should be in the 900s at the very minimum. Yeah, we're only 3 stacks off on her, so if she's an AoE, I want her because of her ult effect that lowers enemy pierce resistance, so that way Raphael can hit a little bit harder than whatever she's gonna do here. Something dumb. So let's get Leon in for Shuna, and then we can apply the rest of the buffs. So light, stun, resistance down, the attack buff, the light resistance down, and then I honestly don't know. When I did the initial couple turn attempt on stream, we were at turn 32 and we had 330%, and we did 3.5 million. So this is going to be quite a bit more. 370 versus 1000. You could math it and then determine what it's going to be, but I'm not good at math, so let's just go ahead and do it. Yeah, that's all we're gonna do. So we're gonna send this alt, we're gonna send the Milim alt. I'm gonna turn all these off since I do want to watch the Raphael alt fully. Obviously, this part is recorded before we get whatever the third unit for the meta is going to be, and depending on what they do, I might put them in the same video and do like a comparison between how much 1000% on this with this specific team versus 1000% with whatever the other unit does that maybe replaces Leon or Rimuru. Who knows? So we'll send. I do want to see how much one single orb does for Raphael before we send everything. One singular orb at 1000%. So let's do it. This one, if my game can even do it. Hold on. Orb does 2.1 million damage. One orb does 2 million damage. Okie dokie. Leon has a few stacks, 1.7. Milim, oh my god, a 2 million normal orb. Okay, Milim's AoE. Remember, this is an AoE. The Drago Destroyer does 92 million? No, 9.2 million. 9.2 million. There's no way. There's no way she hit 92 million. Alright, Raphael, Shining Earth does 21 million? I gotta bring that back. Is that 21 million? Yeah, that was 21.6 million damage. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage.
No, that's a lot of damage!
Don't waste your time doing this. I spent like 2.5 hours doing this for funsies onesies. It's all for content, right? It's all for content. Alright, well, let's see if we can make that number go even higher. Alright, we are back again now that we've had the release of Light Lumi. She gives, the extra 10% for the light buff. Technically, she also is the stunner, but obviously Veldora, he can be stunned regardless, so it doesn't really matter. But she's also the orb changer, so it allows us to, bring some extra power, and then it also allows us to bring in Dark Valentine for the extra stacking of ult. So we are now sitting pretty at 1000% again on Raphael. We also have an ult for Val. She's like 950% or something. Let's check it out real fast. So we can do some crazy numbers with her as well. Probably 960. Okay, she's a little higher than what I thought. So let's turn this back on. And then let's start really buffing up. We have an entire hand of Raphael cards, so we can see how much those do as well. So let's alt buff. And then we can get Shuna out of here. And then we've already, long ago stacked up with Val, so we don't need to use her again. We are on a turn 102, so 12 turns later than the first segment, but also we got some pretty unlucky hands of full oranges, full greens that I just couldn't change out of, so we just had to send them. And then I also wanted to wait 3 turns for his crit resistance to leave. In the small chance that we do crit, I don't want to see any kind of nerfed damage, so I just waited it out. So, alright, so now we're good. So now let's use this, let's use that, and then the attack buff. Alright, so this should be very, very interesting to see. I want to send the normals first and see how much those do. We don't really have any other buffs we could have done, so we've done that. We have the extra pierce power from the charm. We have the extra attack from Romris, because, we're not underneath a certain amount of HP. We still have that. And I think we're going to do some stupid numbers. I think 22 million or something like that? 25 million? That's what we did. So I expect to see 30? Because we didn't have the ult buff, right? The extra stacking ult buff last time. So let's send the normals. And then we'll send Val. Val also raises our pierce power on top of this by another 5%. So that'll just mean more damage. And now we'll find out. So the normal attacks do as soon as my game just stops lagging, because once you get this high, the game don't work no more. Okay, so normals do 202,000 damage, or is that 2 million damage? I don't know. No, hold on. That was 4 million. That was 2 million damage. That was 2 million damage per normal. 4 million on the 200% orb. Val's ult is gonna do like 24 million? 26 million. And then, yeah, Raphael's gonna break 30. Raphael will definitely break 30 million right here. Shining Earth. And we hit... yeah, just over 30, like 30 and a quarter. 30.2 million damage for 103 turns and 1,000% stacks. Yeah, I like this team. Even though, you know, not many things can be stunned, not many things are going to last that long, you can do really, really nutty damage with this team. And you know what? I like big daddy damage, big mommy damage. I like it, so that's why I made a video on it again. I always do it for all the big time stacking teams. So, does this prove anything? No. Is this a complete and utter waste of fucking time? Yes. Am I happy though? Oh yeah. I love doing 30 million damage, and I'm sure everyone would too if this was actually feasible. So, yeah, that's it. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about it other than stop wasting your time, goddammit. But yeah, that's it for me. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you later.